Yesterday, I went to the beach, the Surf City Blitz over in Huntington Beach, and it was phenomenal. Who all was there, you say? Well, Rancid, Bad Religion, The Interrupters, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, and Social Distortion. And I saw so you guys, we did a video about Mike Ness from Social Distortion when he had his incident, where he got in a fight with an audience member in Sacramento, and we talked about it, and we kind of summed it up. I know some of you guys disagreed, but my take on it was, look, I wish it wouldn't have happened. It's a bummer. I wish it would have been handled differently. But dude was heckling Mike Ness. That dude's had a life and a half. Not a smart guy to heckle. Wasn't a smart move. So I don't feel bad for the guy. But anyway, Mike Ness was there. And I bring that up to mention he did make some political statements on stage. I was wondering if he was going to. I was like, I wonder if he's going to say anything political on stage. He did. But it was mostly just an anti-racist message. It was a call for unity against racism and fascism. He didn't say anything specific regarding any particular candidate. Like, he didn't say Trump's name, but he did allude to it. He said, look, I don't care who you vote for, but please pay attention to what's going on in our current climate. So it was a subtle nod, but it was there nonetheless. I was curious if he was going to make a political statement. He did. Yeah. So I just wanted to mention that. And they had a phenomenal set. If I had to give a gold star, and it's so, dude, it was just California punk royalty. California punk, Rancid, Bad Religion, Social D. They were in their hometown. Well, not Rancid's from Berkeley, but their home state, at least. This is, in Southern California, it is such a hub for that type of punk music. One of the things that I really do love about living here, being near all that stuff, and it was just a homecoming for, Social D and Bad Religion, and to some extent Rancid, too. They live in Northern California, but, So, if I had to give a gold star, I would give it to Bad Religion. Bad Religion's set was just amazing. They were not fucking around, and they just rocked it. The 30th anniversary of Suffer is here. Been 30 years since Suffer. So they were like, we released a little album called Suffer about 30 years ago. Of course, the audience started cheering. And they did a nice amount of stuff off of Suffer, including Do What You Want. And when they did Do What You Want, right before the line happened, I turned to my fiance and I said, this is one of my favorite this is one of my favorite lyrics in all of music. It's coming up right now. Because the amazing thing about Greg Graffin and Bad Religion, their lyrics are so brilliant and political and poetic. And you can actually, even though it's fast punk rock, you can actually hear them. You can hear the lyrics. That's the way they arrange their music. It's so unique and so beautiful. Bad Religion is one of my favorite bands. You guys know that about me. But you can hear the messages in the lyrics. It's going so fast. But the way he sings and the way they do what they do, it has never been duplicated. It will never be duplicated. And you can hear it all. And anyway, the line I'm referring to is a line from the song Do What You Want. And that line is, I don't know if the billions will survive, meaning humanity. I don't know if the billions will survive, but I'll believe in God when 1 and 1 are 5. That's a beautiful line. Even if you do have beliefs, that's still a beautiful line. I guess I'm technically an agnostic, but that's just such a beautiful line not to rely on. And it's basically saying, we got to do what we can because, you can't rely on some supreme being to get us out of this. Yeah. Bad Religion. Oh, holy shit. And, of course, Rancid, one of my favorite live acts out there. Rancid, I've seen Rancid probably about 5 or 6 times, and they never disappoint, and last night was no exception. They were awesome. Social D was awesome. Social D, I wish they would have made a couple different decisions in their set list. Their newer single, I don't like that much. Take me down, take me on down the line. I'm not a big fan of that tune. I think it's a little cheesy, a little contrived. It's just not my favorite thing by them. In fact, when I first heard the song, so they play that song on mainstream radio, and I was actually in Pittsburgh, my hometown, and I was listening to the radio driving. I was just driving, and they said something about Kid Rock, and then they played that song. So I thought that song was a Kid Rock song, and I said, "Wow, this is by far the best Kid Rock song I've ever heard. This is actually an okay song. And the lyrics are clever. Wow, who saw that coming? Not me. I don't have high expectations from the ball with the ball to bang guy. It's just me." And then I found out it was Social Distortion. And I went from going, wow, this is a good Kid Rock song, to, wow, this is a bad Social Distortion song. I got the bar kind of higher for Social D. So anyway, they played that song, and I really wish they could have... I wish they would have made a few different decisions. They didn't do I Was Wrong. I wish they would have done I Was Wrong instead of that new track. And they closed with Ring of Fire, which was cool. I love their cover of Ring of Fire. It's beautiful. I really dig it. But, you know, it's not really my cup of tea for them to close with. I wish they would have closed with something else. I still wanted to see them do that song. I love their cover of that. But, you know, they came out, and for their encore, they did a tune I didn't know, because I'm not as fluent in Social D's catalog as I am in Bad Religion or Rancid. But they did a song I didn't know. Then they did Ball and Chain, which, of course... You know, I would have been heartbroken if they didn't play Ball and Chain. So they did Ball and Chain, and then they did Walk the Line, which I wish they would have thrown in I Was Wrong. Or, you know, I was really hoping for Far Behind, but I kind of thought there's a good chance they're not going to play it. You know, I knew that, you know, you have, when you go to a show, you have those songs that, like, you really want to hear, that you're desperate to hear. Then you have those songs that... and the ones where you think they're probably going to do it. And then the songs where you're like, man, I'm hoping for it, but I'm not going to be shocked if they don't do it. So, anyway. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. An article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your